welcome to our Facebook Live where we are going to talk all about LiA, CiT, ViT, all of these things mean. My name is Emily Speck. I'm the Mission Delivery Manager here at Girl Scouts of Colorado. And what I get to do is I get to do a lot of these fun programs with girls that involve these awards that we're going to be talking about today. So all the awards that we're going to talk about are actually leadership awards. Now we know Girl Scouts, part of this is growing girls of courage, confidence, and character, and also growing their leadership skills. But these ones are really specific for girls that are interested in helping younger girls through activities, or maybe have a future that they want to be a counselor or something like that. They are not required for girls to do as part of their Girl Scout experience, but we'll talk about how some awards are required to participate in certain programs that we do offer. So, are you guys ready? We're just going to dive into it. The first one is our LiA, or our Leader in Action. And I have the nice patch here. This is our generic patch that the girls can earn for it. Now, Leader in Action is earned by cadets, and they earn this when they help a usually troop through some sort of journey activity. Now, a big question I get around this a lot of times is, do we have to help the girls through the entire journey? No, not at all. You just need to help them through one of the activities. So a good example that they could do is if they were to do like maybe a money earning event where they were going to do a journey in a day, and they were like at one of the stations where they were showing the girls how to build a robot or something like that. That's a great example of just helping them through that one activity. A really great way for girls to earn their LiA, again, is just maybe reaching out to their service unit or going to a service unit meeting and saying, hey, we've got some cadets that are trying to work on this award. Does any Brownie troop want us to come to maybe one or two of their meetings to help them out with the activities? I am sure any Brownie leader will say, yes, we would love some extra hands helping with these girls. So that's just one thing that you can do to earn this. Now, you hear a lot about LiA because it is actually a prerequisite for girls to earn their Program Aid Award, which we'll talk about next. So Program Aid, or PA, this is the pin that they get once they complete all their requirements. So what the requirements are is first they have to earn their LiA, and that's really for them to get some experience working with younger girls before they dive into this. Because of Program Aid, they take a Girl Scouts approved training, which we have some listed on our events page, or if you're a leader watching and you want to help your girls through Program Aid, you can actually go on our GS Learn site and take an online training to become a Program Aid facilitator so you can lead your girls through the training for the award. And then after they take that training, they then have to lead girls through 6 activities. Now they can be the same activity or they can be activities, whichever you would prefer. And usually this takes girls about 10 hours to do. We say that's for like their planning and then actually facilitating the activities and then some reflection at the end. Remember that with this Program Aid, what they are actually learning is skills on how to do a little bit with group management. They're doing a little bit on how to lead girls more through these activities or even develop activities for them. A great way to plug in Program Aids that we see is through our camp program. And so you will see during our camp season, there will be listings for Program Aids both at day camps and resident camps. You got to check with both of those requirements for all of those, but typically you need to have this Program Aid Award earned and those activities completed before you go to camp. There are a few day camps that post that you can earn your internship hours there, but check with those camp directors on that. But back to kind of what the girls can do is another example is if they don't do camp, they can also do like cookie rallies. Awesome, awesome, awesome way for girls to get those 6 activities. So a Program Aid, let's say she took her training, she's got some skills, she knows what she's doing, and she's ready to kind of go to this cookie rally. She's going to help with some of the planning. So maybe give some girl input, really make the activities girl-led, and so then after she does that input, she can go and facilitate them. Say she's at a station and she's got at least 6 groups of girls cycle through her, so she does the activity 6 different times. That counts for her 6 activities. Now, if she wants to get more experience and do a couple of different events, she could do, say, like the cookie rally, could also help at the Daisy Flower Garden. And all these are great places for program aides. Now, another question that I get around this is, I have a junior girl or I have a senior girl, can she earn her program aid? No, this is just a cadet only award. Now, that doesn't mean that she can't participate in activities to help younger girls. Definitely can do that. This is just the award that she can earn. And so if you have a junior or you have a senior and they want to help out with some event or maybe a day camp, that is a great place for them to help out with. They don't have to have this program aid award to be able to do that, but we should always make sure that they're helping with the planning process, they're getting a lot of information so they know exactly how to run those activities. Now, one thing also to note with these program aides is that we want to make sure that they always have a supervising adult with them. So that is a Girl Scouts approved adult volunteer. Should always be with these program aides. They're not left to just take the group of girls and do whatever they want. So remember that. Our next, kind of still in that camp season that we hear about, is CiT, or Counselor in Training. The award looks like this. It's this pin. You will also sometimes see it with a 2 after it. And that's just the years or the sessions that the girls do. So if they do 1 session, it's just CiT, or if they do 2 sessions, it's CiT2. CiT right now can be earned through our resident camps. This is again something that girls can register for when camp season does open in January. And the thing to note is that they get their training actually at the resident camp. So they would have to check in with them for CiT. They actually sign up for 2 weeks. Their first week is their training, really giving that hands-on on what it means to be a counselor. And the second part is really then working with those girls. So it's a little bit different style of training for them to take. Also, thing to note is that with our resident camps, these really sell out quickly. And so CiT 1 especially, you got to be right on there on when camp registration goes live and sign up for those opportunities. They're really limited because our camp staff is needing to train them and work with the girls. Now, the difference between CiT and program aid is really the age level of girls. This is for girls that are entering 10th grade. So after their freshman year, entering into the 10th grade, and they then can earn it from 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, whichever one they would like. And it's really for those girls that are looking for a future as a camp counselor or want to get some more of that experience. It's not necessarily girls that are wanting to go and plan their own events like program aides, or really wanting to work hands-on with girls at like activity stations, a little bit more in depth. All right, and then our last one is one we don't hear too much about, but this is our Volunteer in Training, or ViT. There are some wonderful trainers around the state that have been doing a great training with this, and we're in the process right now of developing one for across the whole state, so stay tuned for that. But basically, Volunteer in Training are for girls that want to have more of that leadership role, possibly running or assisting in running a troop. And so they get a little bit of hands-on training on how to do that, how to run events, all of those fun things. And so it's a really more in-depth, think of them as like mini troop leaders. Okay. Oh, we have a question.
What can they earn during 9th grade as Girl Scout seniors?
So that's a great question. So in 9th grade, they're kind of in that transition year. And so they're not quite ready for CiT yet, and that's just what's set up by our camps. So what they can start doing is they can still participate in activities at any of our events where we're asking for help from older girls. That's great if they want to do any sort of money earning activities on their own. But the awards for these type of leadership ones are not for those. There are other awards out there for like community service or service to Girl Scouts, which would be great plugins for that one, especially if they're wanting to do something for their Girl Scout community. That Service to Girl Scout award is a great one to check out.
Is program aid a prerequisite for CiT?
It is not. Program aid is not a prerequisite for CiT. Many girls do kind of do that transition because they really like their camp staff, so sometimes they stay there and they kind of go then to the camp, but they do not need to have it. That's it? Okay. Other questions that I get sometime is, we kind of talked about like earning outside of the requirements. You really want to wait till the girl's ready for that. We really, don't push our juniors to earn the cadet program age award yet. Just wait for that. Also, the other question is usually around the internship activities, or those, when I mentioned the 6 activities, or the like about 10 hours of work. They need to do that after the training. And that's really because they're supposed to apply their skills that they learned in the training to what they're actually doing. Same thing happens with CiT. They're just doing it at the resident camp, so they're learning their training, and then they're kind of kind of working with the girls afterwards. Cool. Any other questions online?
Not now.
Awesome. Well, that was just a kind of quick overview of those awards. And if you do have any questions at all that come up when you're watching this, you can always comment and we'll get back to you, or you can email us at girlexperience@gscolorado.org. And we'd like to talk to you guys in a couple months.